How you doing today, dear?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Bella.
Nice to meet you, Bella. How old are you, Bella?
40.
When is your birthday?
October 19th.
Yo,
84.
October. So your birthday just passed, huh? What do you do?
What did I do? I spent it out here with friends. It was nice, though. I mean, considering for what it is in my situation, a lot of people looked out for me, made sure my day was good.
On a normal birthday, how would it have been?
Worse than this, but this was, I'll say, this was definitely a plus.
Okay.
Weird to say, right? It's crazy.
What sign is that? Scorpio?
Libra.
Oh, Libra. Yo, Libra. Say what's up to your sign. Show her some love.
Libras.
Okay.
We rock. I get along with my Libras.
Okay, all right. So, where are you from originally?
South Philly. I'm down here, back and forth.
What was it like living in South Philly for you growing up out there?
It's okay. I mean, it was nothing special.
Tell us about your household. As a kid.
Mom, dad, you know.
You grew up with your mom and dad?
My dad worked a lot.
Okay.
I have two siblings, but one I never really met. Only once, and another one I lost when I was young, so.
I'm sorry to hear that. Let's talk about any favorite childhood memories you can think of?
Oh, with my dad, definitely. My dad was fun, smart, took me places, and we had a good time, you know.
Were you a daddy's girl?
Oh yeah, if anybody ever seen Curly Sue, that was like me and him, sneaking in movies, stuff like that.
Oh. What's the situation with your parents now? Are they alive?
No, my mom is, but I really don't see her. She lives somewhere far. I mean, not far, but you know, I haven't really seen her. My dad's been gone since '06.
What about children?
Two grown, one's 20 and one's 24. Proud of both of them. They're good, smart.
Awesome.
Beautiful adults.
Right. That's good.
Very proud. Awesome people. You know, we all have our trials but they both, honestly, as people and human beings, I couldn't ask for more.
Right. What do you miss most about being a mother?
Oh, definitely just the quality time, you know. The little things you take for granted, you know. Little moments that you think are really nothing, and then you look back.
Got you. Yeah, right? How long have you been in Kensington?
About 8 years. But like I said, I've been off and on out here my whole life, so.
So now this run that you're on now, how long have you been on it?
About 8.
8 years straight on this one run? 7, 8 years, you said?
Yeah. I mean, before that, I really didn't. When the kids were younger, I didn't really, you know.
Tell us how you got on this run, how you got into this lifestyle.
Well, I mean, I had a lot of loss in my family, you know, like one passed away after another, like in a short period of time, the ones that I was really close with. So, like after my father passed away, it was kind of just something since then, I guess, you know.
Do you remember your first drug experience? The first time you tried drugs?
Not really sure. My brother died when I was 12, so I mean, I'm thinking it was around then, you know.
Do you remember what drug was it? Okay, it's been a while, right? You can't think of it?
I had a couple of head injuries, like in the last 10 or 12 years, I think. So, like, my memory has been really bad since. I'm
sorry.
I really don't remember.
Okay,
I mean,
do the best you can.
I want to say maybe Xanax, because Xanax was, my family has, you know, a little history of mental illness, you know, on my mom's side. So, you know, that was more of a open thing for us. Like, you know, for Xanax was like the antidepressant that people take. So I guess that was probably more of, after my brother died, I probably had a couple of those, you know. I'm not really 100% sure. I'm sorry.
That's all right. You're doing great. Tell me about your current situation right now. What is it?
Well, I'm out here. I mean,
what are you, homeless? You have a place to stay?
I am homeless, but I mean, I can stay places. I don't like to take advantage or anything. Like, so, you know, if I do stay somewhere, it's like 1 or 2 days. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities with people that ask me, but like I said, I feel funny to overstep my bounds, you know. I don't like to use up my, you know,
overstay your welcome, stuff like that, right?
Pretty much. It's just how I am as a person. Yeah, I spend a lot of time out here. I mean, I stay up at night because you don't really, you know, so you don't get robbed. And in the daytime, I might try to catch some sleep, but that's also hard. My cousin, she helps me, as in like she works with the prevention point people, so I gotta say she's been a big help for me. She's trying to get me in a shelter right now as we speak, and it's cool because, you know, if you get a chance, if you don't have a phone, which they steal my phone, you know, that she'll come look for me and help me if it actually comes up that's my turn, you know, so that's really awesome.
Let's talk about addiction. What drugs are you struggling out here with or using?
I mean, I notice.
It's never no judgment, no shame.
I know, but I mean, I feel funny to say on camera. I mean, I have family that might see this.
We try to break the stigma of people feeling ashamed and families judging them. So you just struggle with addiction. We ain't gonna say what drug you use, all right? Okay.
Thank you.
I got you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you.
For my little ones, especially.
So what's a typical day look like for you?
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't sleep at night usually, you know, because of what goes on at night. It's a lot of chaos, you know. So, well, sometime around the afternoon and morning, I might try to find somewhere to get some sleep. I mean, depends. I'm all over the place. I can't really say if I stay here or there because you're not allowed to be anywhere. Sorry.
Why do you want to live this life?
I don't. I kind of get stuck in a cycle. I mean, it's not an excuse, but it's where I'm at. I kind of every day it's just the same thing. So you get stuck in this
hamster wheel.
Yeah,
that's what they call it, going in circles.
It's exactly what it is. You know, like you just start doing the same thing every day. You know, like I said, in the afternoon, morning, I try to see if I can catch some sleep, or you know, trying to make some money. I mean, there's always all kinds of ways. I don't really, you know, have a, what's the word? Like, I'm sorry, I'm tired right now. I'm kind of.
Yeah, when was the last time you slept?
A little bit ago, I slept for an hour or two. But
don't you miss a normal, you know, rest?
Well, I wasn't ever really a normal person, honestly. Afternoons and morning. Nighttime was never something that I could sleep. And like I've always been a night person, so it's been hard for me.
So you prefer the nighttime in Kensington?
Well, not nighttime in Kensington, but in general, like that's just how I'm a backwards person. That way. I always had a hard time. Even going to sleep for school, I would be so anxious at night when I was little. I would just be thinking all night, and then I remember just like getting up in the morning and still not sleeping. It was hard for me. I've always had a problem with sleeping at night for some reason.
What all jobs have you had in the past?
Well, I was waitress. I liked it, you know. I worked at South Street Diner for like 9 years. I worked at a ton of diners and restaurants and things like that. I've always been a people person, so it was something that was easy for me. And carrying trays and things like that. I was always good with that. Personable. I used to get a lot of good tips. Ever since you have to go in there and like apply online, it's a little different. When you can go in and say, "Hi, I'm so and so. Can I have a job?" It was a lot easier.
Let me ask you this question. When did you realize you were an addict?
I'd say when I started to be dead. Actually, I don't know, because even then I was kind of still trying to say that I knew what I was doing. I've heard things like, I'm not sitting here and saying that I don't, but at the end of the day, I think the drugs are the worst thing that I try to be as a person. Like, if there's a dead body in there, I would definitely try to help and figure out a situation to make that better and not have that body there.
Yeah. When do you realize, when the realization hit you that you don't have control over your addiction, or do you have control over it, would you say?
No, I mean, the last year or two, I always thought I did have control because I didn't, the way to get it or the way I went all out. I always thought like, okay, you take a hit hard, do dope, that you were automatically going to rob a bank or you were automatically going to rob your family members and things like that. And I thought that was just, there was no control over that. I thought that was either one way or no way. But then when I realized when you get high, you do have that control. Like if I was with my family members, I wouldn't touch anything of theirs, or I wouldn't hurt an old lady to get $10. You know what I mean? Like, I realize it's all a choice, and everything's a choice in life. But I try to keep a standard. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even out here, I might go without it and not sell my jewelry because that's how I am. I'd rather figure out another way. Mm-hmm. You know.
There are a lot of people out here with missing limbs. Mm-hmm. How would you feel if that were to happen to you?
I think about that every day. I don't think I would stay alive. I don't think I would be able to just be okay with that. You know. Mm-hmm. I do. That's weird that you say that because I do think about that question a lot.
And it's to be a nightmare. It would change your whole life because now, look, you're walking. That's a blessing. You got your arm. You can still, you know, operate. Well, a lot of people was just like you. They're not anymore.
Well, I've been doing this a good bit of time, and you know, I actually stopped doing it. So there's ways to there's ways to prevent that. You know what I mean? And it's clean usage. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can go about that, and you know, and not have that happen.
Have you had clean time in the past?
I mean, whether it was just weed or whatever, I've never really been clean.
Mm-hmm. The people in Kensington, the residents who live here, mm-hmm. you know, they are sometimes they get mad because of what goes on in their community with the drugs. What would you say to the residents of Kensington?
See, they treat everybody like out here like, you know, the same, which I think is terrible because if you're not out in front of their house doing drugs or you just stop for a second to get a tissue out of your bag, they treat you like you're doing something in front of their house that you shouldn't be. They're very cruel.
Some of them, right, are cruel because of other people, what they did to them, so they're taking it out on you, and that's not fair, right? So what do you want to say to them?
I don't know, I get it though.
Right, because the one person said, how would you feel if in your neighborhood it was doing that in your neighborhood? Your kids have to see that.
I understand. But for some people who aren't doing something in front of their house, they're still the same way. My cousin's trying to help me get in a shelter, which I'm really, you know, working on that because every year I say I'm not going to do it again, and then here comes winter and I'm out here again. So this winter I'm trying to stay on top of it before it gets too cold.
So you have been out here during the winter time.
It's awful.
What all regrets do you have in your life?
I mean, not keeping in touch more with people I love.
What are your short-term goals?
Trying to get in the shelter. That's actually, I try to set little goals for myself, not something too crazy because I watch these people and they go into rehab and then they try to set these goals and then they fail. So from watching people do that, I try to set myself short-term goals, like what am I doing today or tomorrow, you know? What are, like, things like that, instead of saying, you know, setting something that it's out of my reach,
right?
Just to disappoint myself, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I said, trying to get in a shelter is something I've been working on the last couple of days.
Well, that's great. Mm-hmm. I hope you get in there soon, fast, you know, before they get vicious out here. Now, all the stuff that you have been through in your life, what lessons have you learned from it?
Like It's the same one from before. Try to really stay in touch with the ones you love. Sorry.
It's all right, love. This is real talk. This is reality. Real on
people
raw.
are going in an instant.
Nobody have the right to judge you. I just need you to stop running from your problems and run towards a solution for your problems.
Right, you're right. Be more closer to my family.
Now, to take us home, if your friends and your family see this video, what message would you like to send to them?
I love them. And I'm trying.
Just keep trying, love. That's all I can tell you. Trying is better than not trying.
Absolutely.
Anything else you would like to add before we take flight? How can we help you? What do you need help with? You good? You know where the resources at if you need it? Okay, we'll keep you in our prayers, and remember, this is not to shame you or put you down, it's just to educate people who judge.
That's why I wanted to do it.
All right, love? So stay strong. And AML family, keep our girl in your prayers, and don't be bitter, be better. And we out there. Peace out.